Have you ever had one of those days where you just can't wait to get home and change into something more comfortable? Maybe even take off that bra the second you walk through the door. You're not alone. If you're over 60, you've probably noticed that your body doesn't feel quite the same in certain clothes like it used to. Suddenly, what used to be just fine now feels tight, itchy, or just plain wrong. And believe it or not, one of the biggest culprits might be something most of us never really think about: our underwear. Yes, really underwear. That simple layer of fabric we put on without much thought each morning plays a far bigger role in our comfort and health than we often realize, especially after 60. And here's the thing: many women, even those who take great care of themselves, are making small but important mistakes when it comes to their underwear. Mistakes that can lead to discomfort, skin irritation, infections, and even long-term health issues. So let's have an honest, no-shame conversation about it. In this video, we're going to gently uncover some of the most common underwear mistakes older women tend to make, and more importantly, how you can avoid them. Because when you feel good down to the basics, everything else becomes just a little bit easier. Let's start with something simple but surprisingly common: wearing the wrong size. Now, I know that might sound obvious, but hear me out. As we age, our bodies change, weight shifts, skin loses elasticity, and even the shape of our hips and waist can alter over time. But many of us continue wearing the same size underwear we wore in our 40s or even our 30s without realizing that what fit back then may not be doing us any favors now. The result: waistbands that dig into the skin, leg holes that ride up, or worse, undergarments that leave red marks or even bruising after a full day of wear. If you've ever noticed yourself adjusting, tugging, or dreading the feeling of your underwear by mid-afternoon, chances are your size isn't quite right anymore. And the fix is easy. Just take the time to get remeasured. Whether it's at home with a soft measuring tape or by visiting a lingerie store that offers free fittings, knowing your true current size can be an absolute game changer for how you feel throughout the day. Next, let's talk about fabric choice. Because not all underwear is created equal. Over the years, synthetic fabrics like polyester, nylon, and spandex blends have become incredibly popular for their stretch and low cost. But for women over 60, these materials can sometimes be more trouble than they're worth. Here's why: synthetic fabrics don't breathe. They trap moisture and heat close to the skin, creating the perfect environment for irritation, yeast infections, and even urinary tract issues, especially if you're already experiencing things like thinning skin or reduced estrogen, which naturally affects your vaginal pH and sensitivity. Breathable fabrics become absolutely essential. Cotton, on the other hand, is a timeless go-to for a reason. It's soft, absorbent, and lets your skin breathe naturally. If full cotton underwear feels too plain or bulky for your liking, try finding blends that use at least 80–90% cotton with a little stretch for flexibility. Some brands even make cotton-lined gussets, so if you're fond of prettier lace or silk underwear, you can still get the health benefits where it matters most. It's all about finding that balance between beauty and practicality, because trust me, you deserve both. Now here's a mistake that many of us never saw coming: holding on to old underwear for too long. It's understandable. When you find a pair that fits well, feels good, and stays put, you want to hang on to it forever. But underwear, like all clothing, has a lifespan, and over time the elastic wears out, the fabric thins, and the shape shifts, often without us noticing. More importantly, bacteria and fungus can linger in older fabric even after repeated washing. If you've ever had recurring infections or skin irritation, your underwear drawer could quietly be contributing to the problem. A good rule of thumb is to reassess your collection every 6 to 12 months. Toss anything with stretched out elastic, pilling fabric, or stains that won't budge. Think of it like spring cleaning for your skin. Out with the old and in with a fresh start that your body will thank you for. And while we're here, let's gently address another habit that many of us adopt out of sheer convenience: wearing underwear to bed. Now, this one's a bit more personal, and it truly comes down to comfort and health. While sleeping in underwear may seem harmless, it can actually restrict airflow to the vaginal area, especially if you're wearing synthetic or snug-fitting styles. Overnight, this lack of ventilation can lead to irritation or even increase the risk of infections in sensitive skin. Going commando at night can help your skin breathe, restore natural balance, and reduce the chances of trapped moisture. If the idea feels too unfamiliar, consider switching to loose-fitting cotton sleepwear without underwear. Think of it like giving your body time to rest and reset, just like your mind does during a good night's sleep. These might seem like small tweaks, but they add up. Your underwear is the very first thing your skin touches each day, and when it fits well, breathes properly, and supports your changing body with kindness, it sets a positive tone for everything else. Because feeling good in your clothes, especially the ones no one sees, has a powerful ripple effect. You stand taller. You move more freely. You feel just a little more like yourself again. So if you've ever sighed at the end of the day and felt that itchy waistband or that unrelenting seam, take it as a gentle nudge. Your body is speaking to you, and now is the perfect time to listen and make changes that bring more ease, more comfort, and more joy into your everyday life. Now that we've explored the importance of proper sizing, breathable fabrics, and letting go of old or restrictive habits, let's take this conversation a step deeper, because there's another common mistake that often flies under the radar, ignoring the importance of support. Now, when we talk about support, many women automatically think about bras, but I'm talking about the lower half, the underwear that hugs your hips, your belly, even your backside. You see, as we age, our muscles naturally soften, and the skin begins to lose elasticity. That's just biology, not failure. And while embracing those changes is part of graceful aging, we can still make choices that help us feel supported, literally and emotionally. But here's where the mistake comes in. Many women either wear overly tight shapewear that compresses too much, leaving them breathless and uncomfortable, or they go the opposite direction and choose underwear that offers no support at all, leading to sagging and bunching that feels distracting throughout the day. What you need is a middle ground. Look for underwear with gentle shaping, a soft high-waist brief, for example, made with a little bit of stretch, not to shrink you, not to flatten you, but to hold you in a way that feels reassuring, like a soft hug around your midsection. This kind of support helps with posture, reduces friction, and perhaps best of all, makes your clothes fit better without the discomfort of heavy-duty control garments. It's okay to want to feel held together, especially when your body no longer does it on its own the way it used to. That's not vanity, that's self-care, and you deserve that daily comfort. Another mistake that often goes unnoticed until it causes a real problem is overlooking hygiene habits when it comes to underwear care. You'd be surprised how many women, even those who are incredibly clean and meticulous, aren't washing their undergarments properly. Sometimes, it's because we rely on gentle cycles or delicate detergents meant to preserve lace or silk. Other times, we may toss them in with everything else without thinking twice. But because underwear is in constant contact with some of the most sensitive parts of your body, it really does need special attention. If you're dealing with any kind of recurring irritation, odor, or discomfort, start by checking how you're laundering your underwear. Try switching to a fragrance-free, hypoallergenic detergent. Avoid fabric softeners, which can leave a residue that irritates delicate skin. And if your washing machine has a sanitizing or hot water cycle, don't be afraid to use it on your cotton pairs. For delicates, hand washing in warm, not scalding, water with a mild soap can go a long way. And here's something even more important. Make sure your underwear is completely dry before you put it away. Damp fabric can harbor bacteria and mold, especially in humid climates. It might sound fussy, but it's worth the extra time to line dry or lay flat in a warm spot. Trust me, your skin will thank you. Let's also talk about something that no one ever really tells us. Menopause and hormonal changes affect more than just mood or hot flashes. They change the skin itself. The tissue around the vulva becomes thinner, drier, and more vulnerable to irritation. That means underwear that was once perfectly fine might now feel rough, scratchy, or even painful. One mistake women make is thinking they just have to deal with it. But you don't. You can adapt. Switching to seamless underwear or those made with modal, bamboo, or organic cotton can dramatically reduce irritation. These fabrics are softer than regular cotton and feel buttery smooth against sensitive skin. And the best part? Many of them are made without harsh dyes or chemical finishes that can cause allergic reactions. It's not about being fancy or high maintenance. It's about listening to what your body is asking for and responding with love. When your skin becomes more sensitive, you simply need to treat it with more gentleness. You wouldn't scrub a silk blouse with a wire brush. Why do it to your own body? And finally, let's touch on something that many women feel unsure about: buying new underwear as a form of self-care. Somewhere along the way, a lot of us started thinking of new underwear as a luxury, something you only need if you're dressing up or trying to impress someone. But here's the truth: it's not a luxury. It's a basic need. You wear it every day, and it's in direct contact with the most tender parts of your body. If anything deserves to be high quality, while fitting and comfortable, it's your underwear. So if you've been wearing the same faded pairs for years, or maybe you've been avoiding buying new ones because it just doesn't feel like a priority, it's time to change that mindset. This is not about style. This is not about youth. This is about dignity, about treating your body with the quiet respect it deserves. And when you open your drawer and find pieces that feel soft, clean, and beautiful, it sends a subtle but powerful message. I matter. My comfort matters. You don't need dozens of pairs, just a few that truly fit, breathe well, support your shape, and feel good on your skin. It's a simple act with powerful results. When your foundation feels good, you feel more grounded in your day, more confident in your movements, more present in your body, because underwear isn't just fabric. It's the first decision you make for yourself each morning. So why not make it one that supports your health, honors your age, and celebrates the wise, wonderful woman you are? Let's keep going, because there's one more layer to this conversation that many women don't realize until it's too late, and that has to do with ignoring signs of discomfort or assuming pain is normal. For far too many women, especially those of us over 60, we've grown used to tolerating little discomforts. A bit of pinching here, a little chafing there. Maybe a waistband that leaves a mark or seams that rub just a bit too much. We shrug it off, tell ourselves it's just part of aging, or worse. We blame our bodies for not fitting right anymore. But here's the truth, your body isn't the problem. The garment is. If your underwear is causing redness, itching, or any sort of discomfort, that's not something to accept, it's a signal. A whisper from your skin saying, "Help me out a little." And when we take the time to notice those whispers instead of brushing them aside, we give ourselves a chance to actually feel better every single day. This might mean switching to tag-free styles that don't have scratchy labels rubbing against your back, or choosing flat seams that won't dig into your skin after a long walk or a full day of sitting. It might even mean looking into underwear that's specifically designed for sensitive skin or postmenopausal bodies. Yes, those exist, and they're more comfortable than you can imagine. There is absolutely no reason you should be wincing every time you sit down, stand up, or move about your day. And yet, so many women do, simply because they've never been told there's another way. This is your permission to start fresh, to listen to your body, and to trust that comfort is not only possible, it's your right. And that brings us to something else we don't talk about nearly enough: underwear and bladder leaks. It's a reality for many women after 60. Whether it's a little dribble when you laugh or sneeze or something more persistent, it's nothing to be ashamed of. But ignoring it or trying to hide it by wearing thick, uncomfortable pads all day can actually cause more discomfort and even skin issues. The mistake isn't in having the leaks. It's in not adjusting your underwear to help manage them better. There are now breathable, absorbent underwear options specifically made for women dealing with light to moderate leakage. They look and feel just like regular underwear, but they protect you from odor, wetness, and embarrassment. And most importantly, they protect your skin. No more plastic-feeling pads or doubled-up liners, just dignified, discreet support that helps you feel like yourself again. This isn't about trying to hide your age. It's about living fully at every age with grace, with strength, and yes, with dignity. Choosing the right underwear when facing challenges like incontinence is just one more way you care for yourself, quietly, lovingly, and without apology. And here's something else to consider: the power of color. Believe it or not, the color of your underwear can impact how you feel, not just emotionally, but physically too. Many women over 60 make the mistake of defaulting to black or white simply out of habit. But here's the thing: dark synthetic dyes, especially in low-cost underwear, can cause skin irritation. The same goes for bleached white fabrics. If you've ever had mystery rashes or itching in your intimate areas, and you've already ruled out detergents or infections, your underwear's dye could be the missing piece. Choosing lighter, undyed fabrics or underwear labeled as collar-safe or chemical-free can make a world of difference. And on a more joyful note, color affects mood. Slipping into a pair of soft lilac or blush pink briefs might seem like a small thing, but it can gently lift your spirits. It's an act of quiet self-celebration. You may not be showing anyone else, but you're reminding yourself, I'm still here. I still care. I still matter. Every time you put on a pair that fits well, feels soft, and supports you right where you are, you're telling yourself something important. You're saying, I deserve to feel good, right down to the basics. And that message, given consistently, is powerful. It builds confidence, encourages self-care, and reminds you that aging isn't about fading away. It's about becoming more fully, more beautifully, more unapologetically yourself. So if there's one takeaway from all of this, it's that you are worth the effort. It doesn't take much. A few new pairs of the right underwear, a little extra attention to fabric and fit, and the willingness to let go of what no longer serves you. These changes might seem small, but they ripple out. When you start the day in comfort, it sets the tone for everything else. You move easier, you breathe better, you smile more. And that's the kind of shift that makes a difference, not just in how your clothes fit, but in how your whole life feels. So lovely one, take a peek in that drawer tonight. Let go of what it's time to release. Invest in what helps you feel whole. And remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's sacred. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Tell me, what changes have made a difference for you? What's your favorite brand or fabric? Let's share and support one another, because this journey is better when we walk it together. And if this video helped you, even a little, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more gentle, honest conversations about living well at every age. You're not invisible, you're radiant, you're wise, and you deserve comfort every single day. Here's to living your best life, starting from the inside out.